So, Tom, I notice you have your wedding garment on there.
Well, we're talking about the feast, the wedding feast this Sunday at liturgy. And this puts a reminder to myself, not only being liturgical always, but we should be that light of the world.
Absolutely, yeah. And we as Catholics receive our wedding garment at our baptism. So, it's a great reminder of having been given that garment. And I think even just that point is kind of interesting for people. Like, wait a second, how could the man be cast out of the wedding feast for not being dressed properly? And, well, so much of it is we're given the gift of the garment, to enter into the wedding feast and celebrate appropriately. So, besides baptism, Tom, when did you enter the feast?
That I remember when I made my first communion, the first time I came and entered the complete feast by feeding upon the body and blood of our Lord Jesus. Though I may not have remembered it in that depth, but I do remember to this day how special it was to me.
Yeah, absolutely. One story I was reminded of in reflecting on these scriptures was my time in college and at the university parish at Bowling Green. And the campus minister would invite me down to the Newman Club to share dinner and whatever conversation they were having. And for 2 years, I told her, no, I got too much homework. I got too much work to do up here. No, I can't make it, For 2 years, every Monday night, I said no to the feast. And I think that was kind of an invitation from the Lord in a way to participate, to come into the wedding feast that I was resisting. And, later on down the road, I in other ways, to make a long story short, I entered into the feast through the invitation of the Lord and other people to become more involved and really give my whole heart over to the Lord. But I think about that, who would resist an invitation to the wedding feast? Well, I did, I did. So, we have those ways that God invites us to the feast as well.
If we're saying no or not ready for the feast at the time, God is always calling us. And our life is always a part of that road, how we're manipulating on the road. But also sometimes there's that side road. And I think a lot of times we get caught going into that side road. But he never leaves us. He's like right behind us, like even sitting in the back of the car with us. He's right with us, holding on to us, whispering into our ears. And eventually we'll make that turn and come back onto that right road through that invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that reminds me why it's so important for all of us who maybe have entered the feast, if you will, to continue to respond to the invitations that we have along the way, that we've been given, sometimes just to, participate in a different area of parish life, in a different ministry, in ways that reach out to others who may have taken the side road, for us to respond to the invitation to participate in the life of the church in different ways or deeper ways, are almost like little invitations to the feast yet again. And when we respond to those, so many times, that's what helps others receive their invitation.
All of us have to learn, if we're going to be part of the Lamb's feast, we have to be open enough to always, not that we have to react, because we react to something we're going to think about. Something that comes deep within us, that comes out lovingly, that we don't have to force it. It becomes a part of us. We're living the feast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome. Awesome. So we got to respond to the invitation one way or the other, but we've got plenty of them to enter the feast. And that's our challenge for the week, to respond wholeheartedly to the invitations that the Lord gives us to enter the wedding feast of heaven that begins here on earth. Deacon Tom, thanks for being with me in this and sharing your thoughts, and it's just been a real blessing. I'm sure that it'll bless the people who join us over the internet as well.
Well, thank you much.